Hello everybody, my name is Goosebumps or Dummies, legally on paper given a birth name, and today I am going to be reviewing The Blob That Ate Everyone. Now, this is the 55th, if I'm not mistaken, yes, the 55th Goosebumps book in the original series, and it's quite a popular one, partially because of the movie, because the movie featured it as a special monster, one of the final bosses of the Goosebumps film, as well as it has an awesome reprint, a Target reprint, so it got popularized, and a fairly popular cover art, which I believe is one of Jacobus's favorites. Look at that beautiful masterpiece there. Oh my god. Pink bubblegum looking ass. Yeah, you get the idea. It's amazing. It's seriously one of the best cover arts of the OG series. I kind of want to eat it, you know? And, once again, like my last review for Return to Carnival of Horrors, it may or may not reflect that in the story. So let's get to the blurb. And now for the blurb. Read it and scream. A famous horror writer. That's what Zachy Beach Camp? I don't know how to fucking pronounce that wants to be. He's writing a story about a giant blob monster, a pink slimy creature who eats up an entire town. Then Zachy finds a typewriter in a burned down antique store. He takes it home and starts typing. But there's something really odd about that typewriter. Something really dangerous. Because now every scary word Zachy writes in it is starting to come true. Ooh, scary! So, if you didn't catch on, this is a story about God. No, wait, what? Yeah, not the way you think. No, this isn't a Christian story, not about any religion. This is a story where Zachy becomes a god. Literally, that's the whole theme here. Zachy is playing God in the story, creating life through the typewriter before he even realizes what's going on. Yeah, he's making things happen at his fingertips. He's literally playing God. And let me tell you, this is one of the most amazing Goosebumps stories that I have ever read. Seriously. This is an absolute banger. Without even trying to be so hard. I feel like this one wasn't attempting to be something super notable. Just another run-of-the-mill Goosebumps book of the month release. Monster of the month type shit. Monster of the week. You get the idea. And this one just turned out to be really darn good. I feel like this is almost a happy accident that this one turned out to be so great. With some very bonkers stuff towards the end, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, let's get to my upsides. The theme of this book is Zachy playing God. It's been shoved down its throat. This is a theme in the book. And it also ties into a message or moral. Yeah, there's a moral in this book, believe it or not. Vaguely, and not, I'm going to be honest, it's not the best moral I've ever seen. Or else it'd be like the best Goosebumps book. Either way, doesn't change my opinion on it. And that is, well, believe in yourself. Self-appreciation, yeah. It's vague. It's very vague. But basically, Champ comes to a realization that the power is in himself, and he defeats the Blob without using the typewriter, which is a sort of metaphor for taking problems in your own hands. Even though he kind of was doing that with the typewriter. It's a very weird metaphor. But you'll understand it when you get to it. And I like it. I think it is pretty darn good, even if it could have been more, you know, obvious, but it's very vague in there, unlike some other books like Werewolf Skin, where they're like, I need it, to a certain something. There may not be a addiction reference in that book. This book's more vague, and I wish it was a little more, like, upfront about it, in a weird way, even though I don't like it when they're like, so what'd you learn today, kids? You know, type shit. But, yeah, it's still, like, there, and I enjoy it. It's not a downside, so that's what I can say about it. The book has some pretty darn good characters. I think they are all pretty good. My favorite in here, weirdly enough, is Adam. He is the bully character, and he's kind of goofy. The main characters are pretty good. They're bog standard Goosebumps protagonists. I don't think they're anything bad, though, thankfully. None of them are annoying, I feel, which is a huge upside. There's always that one annoying character in these books, and there's none in here. I think all the characters are enjoyable characters. So that's something to be beheld here. I thoroughly enjoyed this story. Clearly, when we get to my rating, I think it's a blast of a story. It's relatively simple to get through. It's Zachy finds typewriter, does magical things, does something bad, reverses it, twist ending. It's a good story. And now we bring us to the twist ending. which is one of the biggest, completely out of left field. There was no foreshadowing to this twist endings I've ever seen. And let me tell you, hot take alert. Only just go over the ending. It abruptly changes the perspective to a group of blob monster friends, wherever the hell they are, I do not know. One of them is sharing this story. The whole book has been a story written by the blob monster, and yeah, they're all having a good laugh about it. It's like, oh, good, yeah. And they changed the endings to the blob actually eating everyone, because apparently that was not a happy ending before, where he got defeated. Because in blob terms, they want him to die. They want to kill him, kids. At first, I wasn't big on it, but let me tell you, it fucking grew on me. This has become one of my all-time most favorite what the fuck endings. Not one of my all-time personal favorite endings just overall, but out of all the what the fuck, out of nowhere, completely unforeshadowed ending of all time in Goosebumps, this is definitely up there. This is a really fucking just funny ending, and that also plays into enjoyability. This is a really good kids horror story because there's some nice horror elements early in the book with the blob scene, and of course the build-up to maybe a foreshadowing, since something doesn't come true when it's written on a typewriter by a certain character named Adam, who I really like. It's a really good kids horror story because it balances that relatively well. It evens it out by the end of the book. Yeah, it has some great morals. It's really entertaining. It's got decent characters and a really, really bonkers, but I kind of love it ending. And let alone, I love blobs. Alright, this is a personal horror kink of mine. Dare I say that word. Blobs are terrifying. They make me shit my pants. So, mild biasy to that. Let alone, it's nostalgic. So, I will admit, maybe something like that plays in my score. Now, I can't be lying. This isn't a perfect book. I don't think there's a single perfect Goosebumps book aside from, one, and then another kids horror book that I think is perfect. Outside of that, this book is not perfect, but it's going to get a rounded perfect score, so you already know what's getting. I will say, like I said, I kind of pointed this out, I think the moral isn't very upfront, the message. It isn't exactly clear, but you can tell it's going for something, and I just don't quite know, but I've got ideas for what it's going for. Clearly, with the revelation that Zach is behind it all, it's not just a typewriter, it's him. It's an interesting reveal, but it clearly means something more than meets the eye. You gotta do a little digging and realize that's a metaphor for blank. Whatever that may be, I'm still not quite sure. And yeah, I wish that was a little more upfront and more clear. Might have been, maybe I missed something. Either way, still a great book, and I highly recommend it. So let's now get to my rating. And now for my rating. Holy shit, I am going to give this book, The Blob Everyone, one of the most popular and infamous Goosebumps books of all time. Would not be surprised if it's used in Season 2, but would be surprised if it isn't. Blob Everyone gets a 10 out of 10. Yeah, I absolutely love this one. It's a pretty standard Goosebumps book upon surface level, but it has a little bit more to it, and it's quite darn enjoyable. Yeah, I quite enjoy The Blob Everyone, and tell me what y'all think about this book below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And by the way, you might be seeing this while I'm under anesthesia, because this is being uploaded, or going public the day of my surgery as a filler video, so y'all aren't missing, your oxygen. You're very much needed content. If I don't make content every day, y'all die. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.